Hey guys, how are you? I am so excited. Hold on. Yay, we're here. I'm so excited, you guys. We've made it to episode 79 of the Colleen Gallagher Podcast. I know that about a few minutes late from going live, but it's one of those things where I was like, I could rush to be ready and present, or I could do my journaling, do my, my breakfast properly, and just have everything flowing. And I think that's one of the things I'm really learning about my time here in Cabo. If you haven't been following me on social media, is just stopping the rush of needing to be somewhere else quicker, like just because something's in the calendar, even though unless it's an actual meeting with someone else, I get that you don't have to rush to get everything done yesterday, like right this second. And so anyway, I'm super excited, you guys. In this episode, I really want to dive deep into what is a healer and how do you start your practice? And I really want to go deep into this because as I've been traveling during this time, and obviously with everything going on in the world, there's been a lot of awarenesses, awakenings that have been brought to my attention. And so I really want to dive into this episode on what it means to be a healer, why usually you're already a healer if you're here, and what are the practical steps you can begin to do to actually begin building a healing practice or building a healing modality or building a healing and holistic business that's actually going to empower you to receive money, earn money, and also transform people's lives. And so before I get into that, though, I'm going to be doing our podcast sponsor for today, which is Podco, which has been acquired by AdvertiseCast. So if you're reading, or if you're, I guess I should say, listening to this, it means that you are currently checking. Oh, hold on. Sorry. That you are here to see. Let me back this up because this is a little bit backwards. So, okay, Podgo, which is how I get all of my advertising. They were acquired by AdvertiseCast. And if you haven't heard me brought up Podgo before, it's an amazing way to go on and get podcast sponsors. And starting December 1st, all the ad campaigns will go through AdvertiseCast. So as a podcaster and member of Podco, this will give you access to more advertising opportunities to date. And if you haven't ever used Podgo and you have a podcast, it's a really good opportunity for you to actually go to Advercast and create a profile so that you actually can have a opportunity for podcast sponsors to go in, or if you're a sponsor, for you to be on. The acquisition of Podgo, they're expanding these capacities to smaller emerging creditors. To continue to receive ad spots, you have to be active in your AdvertiseCast profile. So below, I'm going to outline the steps of what you can do if you're a podcaster to go to AdvertiseCast and set up a profile. So step one, you have to set up for AdvertiseCast. So use the link that will be in the show notes to create your profile at Advercast, or you can Google AdvertiseCast. Once you've done this, you need to be able to have it set up, and you will add your RSS feed of your podcast, and you have an account, and then your information is going to be on there. Number 3 is you want to review all of your information that's from your podcast, all of your branding, all of your marketing, all of your episodes, to make sure that it's correct. And then you also want to make sure that once you do this, you go on the platform and you actually say how much you release your podcast episodes, how many episodes you have for downloads, so you can then monetize your podcast. So yeah. Anyway, super excited about it. And I wanted to share that. It's an amazing thing. So now with that, let's get into the episode, what I wanted to share. So what I wanted to talk about was about being a healer. And there's a lot of misconceptions about healing. I remember when I started, a few years ago, almost 4 years ago now, I always knew that there was like this way that you could heal, or like these different ways of experiencing life. But I never wanted to label myself as a healer because I didn't think that healers actually made money. And it was like this kind of weird intertanglement that I always believed that I don't know. I just believe for whatever reason that healers couldn't make money. Healers didn't make money, like all this weird stuff. And a healer really, I mean, if you're in business, just any business, even if it's like a business to business, even if it has nothing to do with holistic health and wellness lifestyle, if you're just in a business and you're solving someone's problem, like you're giving someone food, you're a healer. If you're a farmer and you're literally making food happen, that's a healer. You're healing the body. If you're someone who is creating a resort that allows people to be majestic and relaxed, you're creating healing. If you're someone who is a gardener, you're healing, like you're putting things with nature. Like every single time you do something that is helping the planet or helping people be better, which is literally just solving solutions or providing solutions to people's problems, you're healing others, you're helping the world heal, you're moving the world forward. So this can be in many ways, but deep down with me, I always knew I wanted to be someone that offered transformation through healings. And I think if you're here, you're someone like that too. You want to offer transformational healings. You want to be someone who creates something where people go through a journey, they go through an experience through you, and then they heal. Or their life changes, or they open up something new inside of them. Like they see life differently. And you want to do this because you suffered a lot in this life, whatever it was, like whether it was the parents you were born to, whether it was a trauma you went through, whether it was just being forced to do a job you didn't want to do and you thought you could only be a teacher and make so much money a year instead of living an abundant big life. It's like, you don't have to choose anymore. We don't live in the state of this or that anymore. It's like, you really can have it all in this life. And so with that, I wanted to share with you that how do you begin to do this? Like, what are the practical steps? One, if you're a healer and you know you're meant to be a healer, or you've known this for a while, you have to begin to get in a community or in a network or in a group of people that are going to support your thought formations and your thought patterns, and your thought habits on you becoming a healer and you stepping into who you're meant to become. Because if you don't step into this, if you're not around a consistent community of people who also believe in healing, who also believe in alternative medicine, who also believe in other alternatives to healing, you're never going to be able to really take off, because it's almost like it's like you're going to the gym like once a month. Like that's not really going to work, right? It will, but it's not really going to create a lifestyle career. It's not really going to create a practice. It's not really going to create sustainable changes for other people through you. And so the first thing is you definitely want to get inside of a community. So my Healers Inner Circle, which I know many of you have heard of or many of you know of, it's on my website. It's $111 a month as of right now. In 2022, the enrollment will go up and it'll be double the investment. This is where we have a monthly healing. We have a Q&A. We have a private group. Like, it's honestly, anyone who wants to be a healer and really needs support in healing their traumas, their life, and also wants to take the action to make a practice, this is for you. Now, the next thing that I want to share with you. Sorry, I'm just feeling. The next thing I want to share with you is, if you really want to be a healer, you have to begin to own it at some point. Like, you have to begin. You begin to share that story or own that story of who you are and what you've gone through. Again, you're not really going to see sustainable changes, and you're not going to be able to open a healing practice. You're not going to be helping people consistently heal from whatever they've done. So those are the two main things I think I really wanted to share. I feel like this one's really simple. Like, I don't want to make this some big, long podcast that's complicated. Like, I feel like my content is getting a lot simpler. It's getting a lot shorter, because when you're a healer, you just know you're called. You know you're called to a different lifestyle. You know that you want to live differently. You want to see differently. Like, you just know this. Like, that's just what you want. That's who you are. Yeah. And when you know that, when that's who you are, when that's who you be, or whatever that it is, you have to take the action to get in a new environment that's going to inspire you to take action. From that, you have to begin to own your story, own why you believe in healing, own why you believe in the modality. And from that, you create an offer, you provide a sustainable solution, whatever it is, whether it's Reiki, whether it's supplements, whether it's products, whether it's art, whether it's education, like food, whether it's garden, like, I mean, the list can go on of so many things. If it's writing, if it's books, it's whatever it is, like, but there's something that you, as a healer, you become the creator of your reality. There's something where you took the power back, you took the responsibility back, and you became who you were meant to be, or you always knew you wanted to be. And it's from that space, only from that space of when you're in the community, when you begin to see that practicing your journey, you have support from a mentor, support from other people who you see are doing it too. So there's evidence. It's not just you alone in the world thinking this or doing this. That's only what's going to continue to have you push into that spiral, really, of consistent action and opening a healing practice. And so I just wanted to share, you're not alone if you feel like you're a healer, if you feel like you've healed your own life, if you feel like you can heal others, you're not alone in those thoughts. Those are real thoughts. Those are real things that are desiring to push you into action of a new life, that are desiring you to see that you can be happy. You can be the healer of your life. You don't need prescription medication. You don't need Western medicine. Not saying that those aren't great at some point in the journey, but that you can take that next level. And if you're here watching this, I want you to know, like, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be well. You deserve to be joyful. You deserve to have it all. Like, you really, really do. And so the only way that will happen is when you begin to take the responsibility for you. And when you do that, something so empowering inside of you happens and awakens from your body, where you become different. You talk different. You see different. Like, you never feel like you're working, because in a way, even though you're always working, people begin to ask you, but you begin to have conversations all the time about what you want to have conversations about. You begin to help people who were where you were, but you become the guide for them when you didn't have a guide. And you make, through your suffering, you make the suffering of others more to be able to be completed with more ease and grace and flow, instead of so much tension and so much isolation. And that's the point of, I think, why you're listening to this. The point of you being here is wherever you are as a healer, whether it's you're just beginning to heal your life, or you're ready to really know, okay, not only am I going to heal my life, I'm going to have a healing practice for this new age world. It's relevant. It all matters. And the same steps are relevant for this. And so I just want you to know, everything you think is true, whatever the thoughts are in there are true. That doesn't mean they're always your thoughts, but those thoughts are real breathing things. And the reason you got called here to this podcast is because it's a time for you to take action on what you always knew was meant to happen, which was to heal your life, to open your life, to expand your life. Just to become something greater than you could have ever imagined. And so with that, I hope you really get inside, you take the action, you get inside my Lecture Healer Inner Circle. It's $111 a month. We still have our Q&A this month, which will be this coming Sunday, 6 days from now. And reach out to me about, what traumas you're experiencing or what you've been going through and what you want to heal from. Because the more that we make a declaration to the world that this is what we want to heal from, this is who we want to be, the more that we declare that and claim that, the sooner the healing takes place, instead of continuing to replay the story of suffering or replay the story of pain. And my third book, An Uncompromised Life, is great for that experience of finally releasing what needs to be released. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope this really supported you in your feelings of healing, of what a healer is, of what to do to actually start your practice. And I also hope that you take the action to get in the Healers Inner Circle. It's absolutely incredible. It's one of my favorite containers or programs or communities I've ever built. And next year, we're I love you. Leave a review, share this with a friend, know that you are supported, you are loved, you deserve to be happy, you deserve to feel worthy, and you are more loved than you'll ever know. So with that, I'm excited, and have a great start to your week, my angels.